Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. With Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, I bear witness only there's no God but the one God, Allah, and I bear witness only that Mohammed is his messenger and the seal of the prophets. I greet all the believers here and those who are watching us on Facebook Live with the greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum. May Allah and may God's peace be upon you. We had to do a little brief rescheduling, but let me get started. Don't have as much time as I usually. Put myself on a 20-minute timer. No, try not to take that whole 20 minutes. But what I wanted to do is to inform and take the believers here and those who are watching us on Facebook Live through the progress that we made in one of the financial initiatives that we started here at the Mosque in July of 2017. And it's the Lending Circle Initiative. Today will be the culmination of the first round of the Lending Circles. And we've learned a lot since we started them. And I want to take you through what we've been able to do in terms of progressing. We had two lending circles. One was a $50 circle, and one was a $100 circle. And we had to make some shifts as we go along, but that's with anything. But Allah has blessed us to be successful with them. I was always felt that we could be successful, and He has blessed us to be successful. And now we want to move forward with a couple of new things. But let me first take you through what we were able to do with the lending circles really briefly. I won't talk about it so much. I'm going to ask you to pay attention to the screen here, and you'll see these are the operational procedures. So for those who are interested in being a part of the Lending Circle program going forth, we're going to start over new in June. These are the operating procedures. Thank Allah, I was asked to be the facilitator for the Lending Circles, and I thank the Creator for blessing me to be able to give that time and be a help to the Lending Circles. Of course, I was one. But really quickly, because when we first tried to explain how these worked, it's very difficult to say it because you had to kind of imagine. But my wife has done a yeoman's job at helping put this information together and put it together in such a way where you can see how it has worked and how it can work for the future. So, really briefly, let me just kind of read the operational procedures really quickly, and you can ask me any questions when I complete it. When a member submits money each month, he or she is contributing money to help another member in that circle acquire their loan. As a member, if you have, and I'm reading these as a person who's a member now, as a member, if you have not received a loan from the lending circle, your money is not a payment on a loan until you receive a loan from the circle. When a member receives funds, and that's loans from the lending circle, their first loan payment begins the next month. Members who can't attend a meeting can give their money to another member of the lending circle to submit for them. If a lending circle member finds that they must miss a contribution, the member must make arrangements with the lending circle facilitator to determine if they can continue to participate in the lending circle. Now that's a long sentence, but this is what it really comes down to. Sometimes we get in a situation where it's difficult for us to go forward and continue, although we may not want to admit that it is. Remember, individuals in the lending circle depend on other members of the lending circle. And so, if you get a loan through the lending circle and you can't repay the loan, or you have difficulty repaying the loan, or your participation is you just can't do it any longer, you have to face that fact. So you work with the facilitator, and then what they'll do is find someone else to take your spot. All right. But you can only do what you can do. So when a member leaves a lending circle, everyone under that lending circle moves up to the next number. And when a new member joins, he or she takes that last position. And you'll see how we do this. I'll show you another form. Show you how we do this. If a member leaves the lending circle prior to receiving a loan, that member forfeits all benefits of the lending circle. It's like anything. If you stop participating, then of course you don't get the benefits of your participation. All right. And if a member leaves the lending circle with a balance, that member is still responsible for repayment of the loan. So simply leaving the lending circle after you've gotten a loan doesn't mean you absolve of the responsibility of paying back the loan. You still have to repay back the loan. And then at the end of round one of a lending circle, members will keep their same number. And we'll demonstrate that because all lending circles after today will start over in June. And you'll understand it a little bit more when I show you the next slide. All right, so now, can we slide up to the promissory note? This is the promissory note. Every member of a lending circle, once they receive a loan, you don't have to worry about it until you receive a loan, but once you receive a loan, then you must sign a promissory note. And a promissory note is what? It's a promise to repay. It's a promise to repay the loan. All right? But we want something in writing. And that's why this was created. We'll be able to tweak it, and it's working very, very well. Everyone who's been in the lending circle to this date have repaid their loan, but the promissory note is a formality it's just necessary to have. Okay, so that's what the promissory note is. It's just kind of pretty explanatory. All right, now let's go to the. Let me tell you quickly about the two groups, and let me wait till my wife brings that information up. We had two groups. Group A was the $100 group, and Group B was the $50 group. And let me know when you get the information up. All right, so this is the Group A. And what's on the board is what's going to, how it's going to be set up going forward, starting in June. But this is the way it works. Group A, this is each one of these you can see there's a spot for 10 believers. And as you see, is the beauty of it, it shows that the believer A, or believer 1, at the beginning of it, will contribute $100, but they'll be the first one to receive the payment. And that's that repayment that they'll have to repay is to the right, would be $900 because there's 10 members in that group. And it goes down, and you can see how it goes down each month, what they will contribute, what they will have to repay based on their contributions, till you get down to the last believer, and it will end in March. That would be March of 2019. Am I correct, Vince? Yeah. Mm-hmm. March of 2019. All right. That's now when you join the lending circle, whichever one you join, you'll be given a copy of this, so you'll know how it flows, how it works, and based on your number. And each believer will have a number in that lending circle. They'll know how it works. All right. So you'll be given a copy of this. The $50 lending circle is Group B. Works the same. It's just the difference is the amount of money. All right. And as you see, believer A, and again, it'll begin in June. You see how it works for the believers who want to be a part of that group. All right. Currently, there are believers in both groups. Some will remain in the group. Some have decided they're going to move to a different lending circle. So the way this will work, those who remain in the group, they'll just move up. Their number just move up, and new people who join the group will join at the bottom of the group. All right. All right. So with the maximum 10 members in each group. Now, let me announce the creation of a new lending circle that will begin in June. This one is really focused on businesses. This is the business group lending circle. We call it group business. We call it Group C. And as you can see, it's a little different. This lending circle, it only has 5 members in each circle. And if we get more than 5, we have to come up with another 5 to create the second circle. But originally, right now, I think we already got 5 believers that indicated they want to be in the business lending circle. You see the difference in the amount of money that's donated or contributed. It's $200 each month. And then, of course, this circle will repeat itself after 5 months. It'll repeat itself for another 5 months. The uniqueness about this circle is within a year's time, each member of this group will receive the contributions, or what we call it, the lent loan, twice in that 10 months. All right. And that's why the amount of money is higher, and that's why we say it's really focused on businesses. If you think you can be a part of it and you can handle this, you're certainly welcome to join. All right. And as we said, we'll do it in June, inshallah, here at the Mosque. We'll begin the first Sunday in June. Now, so that's Group C. So now that is so far the lending circle information that I wanted to share with you. But I also now want to make an announcement that I think is going to be good and beneficial for all of us. The beauty of the lending circles was to be able to start something where we work with each other in terms of financially, and we can build trust with each other. Okay, and this is certainly what this has been able to do. All right, but we want to have something that's broader and that's larger, and that's available for all of us to participate if we want. So before I make this announcement, let me preclude it by reading a passage from the book Mohammed the Prophet by Imam Deen Mohammed. And just before I make this announcement, let me just read you an excerpt from his book. It begins in this book on page 124. So if you want to look at it on your own, and if you have the book, you can get it on page 124, down near the 2/3 down in the book. All right. And I'm reading, and I'll quote, Allah says, I am a worker. So you work in your places. Allah working all the time, creating new universes out there, and also supporting life that needs His help everywhere. Yes, He is. So you're a worker in your places. All of you should want to be Imam W.D. Muhammad. Some of you all should want to be a producer, or the producer, who's providing us with the household needs, with the garments and things, and the clothing, and the furniture, and the appliances, and things we need in our house. And some of us should be wanting to establish a financial system that will be owned by us and will help serve our financial needs. There's a lot more here, but I wanted to just read that quote. It came to me with another project, but I want to read that quote. So with this announcement, inshallah, what we want to do now is begin the creation and charter of a credit union, an Islamic credit union. All right, a credit union that's set up along Islamic principles and that will serve our needs. You can charter a credit union, a credit union can be chartered either at the state level or at the federal level. All right, I'm going to continue to do research on this. But I make this announcement here, and I'm going to, of course, announce it also in the Muslim Journal. For those who are interested in helping create and set up a credit union, set up along Islamic principles, I'm going to ask them to contact me and for us to come together and start setting up a organizational structure to pull that credit union together. Now, it may take And I'm going to tell you that there are 2 or 3 that I've come in contact with. This last one, I Googled it, looked up on the line. This is a newly chartered Islamic credit union to offer no interest loans. It took this credit union 4 years to set up and get chartered. All right. It may not take us that long, but however long it takes, what we want to do is have an institution, a financial institution, set up along Islamic principles that will be able to be chartered either at the state or at the federal level based on what the members desire, and that will be one that will serve our needs and will adhere to sound financial principles. All right. The beauty of this is, a credit union is owned by its members, and it works and functions for its members, and it's a non-profit entity. It's not set up for profit. All right. If there's any money left over at the end of the fiscal year, it's returned to the members in the form of what they call dividends. All right. So that's not money set up aside and put aside for someone to feather it in their ass or pay somebody bonus or something like that. That's not how a credit union works. All right. So this is going to be an undertaking. I invite all who are interested to help with me to help us facilitate this. What the goal is, if we can set one up here in Illinois, or if they set one up in another state, that we can use as a model for setting ours up. Once we set it up, then we can encourage and help others set theirs up using the same model. Because once you set one up, all you have to do is take that same model and tweak it for that particular state where you're in. So I don't want anyone to think that because we set one up in Illinois, it can't be done anywhere else. Let me tell you, the one that I got the information from, they're in Texas. All right, they're set up and they're chartered in Texas. And let me just read just briefly from the information on this one, because I got a few minutes. Newly chartered Islamic credit union to offer no interest loans. Do you all know that the loans in the lending circle are no interest loans, right? No one pays interest on no loans. All right. You see, it's not too much. It's not too much to make the leap from a lending circle to a credit. It's not that too much to make it, except there's expenses, there's operating, and there's a way they must be operated. That you must operate a credit union. All right. But anyway, so what? And the name of this credit union is Jaffa, Jafaria. It's Jaffa No Interest Credit Union. Was officially chartered in February 16th. It became the first credit union in the nation this year, and the first state chartered credit union in Texas since 2008. And that's where they are. They're in Texas. All right. The Houston-based credit union will serve approximately 23,000 potential members of 3 religious associations in the Dallas, Austin, and Houston, Texas area. The new credit union expects to open in the spring and plans to offer regular share accounts. Share accounts are savings accounts, but in the credit union they call them share accounts. All right. Unsecured loans, share secured loans, and vehicle loans. That's what they're going to start with. Okay. Instead of charging interest, Jafar No Interest Credit Union plans to build profit into the repayment agreements for a loan, with profit replacing interest under the model of other Muslim-based lenders. All right, and I'm gonna stop there. I understand what they're saying here, but I have a problem with the word profit. I think they probably could use a different term, because profit indicates that you're gonna have interest. I don't care how they explain it. All right. There's a way that they could use that you could build expenses into the repayment, because you have some projected expenses. A credit union can't function without some expenses, but you can build expenses into the repayment that will continue to have the credit union going forward as the terms of using the word profit. All right, but the idea of what they're trying to do is a great idea. Okay, so how we structure our credit union is going to be up to the members. Of course, there will be no profit, but the beauty of it is not that its time hasn't come. The time is past come. All right, it is our time. It is our time to create something that can work for us financially, that would be owned by us and controlled by us. But you have to set up according to guidelines and what they call sound financial principles. It's not something that's going to be run out of a hat. Okay, so because each one of those deposits is going to be insured, and the insurance company that's going to insure those deposits, those share deposits, there's a certain operating principle that you must have in order to have that insurance. All right, and that helps. And there are going to be regulators. When you charter with a state, those state regulators can come in and make sure that that operation is functioning like it's supposed to, because it's functioning for the benefit of those members. All right, and they're protecting the interests of those members, mostly who will probably be residents of that state. All right, so I wanted to make that announcement today, and say that for me, I get excited. I get excited every time I wake up anyway, but I'm really excited about this particular project. It's going to be work, but Allah, if it bless us, we'll leave something for that next generation who's going to come after us. All right. So with that concludes my presentation. I hope that some of what I've said has been of interest to you. For all those who are interested in now becoming a member of one of the lending circles, you have to physically come the next month, first Sunday, or you have to contact me. If you're already a member, you don't have to come, just have your money, and we'll tell you where your number will be. All right. So, are there any questions about anything that I've been able to deliver today? Okay. All right. You have a question about me? Yes, sir.
Start the business, the credit union.
When we're going to start it?
Yeah.
We're going to start planning and working on it tomorrow. Okay. But it may be a while before we actually have a charter. So there are some processes you're going to go through. And what I will do is, each time I have a class, what I'll do is try to set just a little time aside to say what kind of progress we made with it. What's the next step now? I'm gonna get the charter, get the information on the charter, and then I'll tell us step by step what we need to do. One of the things I'm also going to do is I'm going to go visit one of these credit unions there in Houston. This is the beauty about a credit union. People who already have one going, they want you to be successful. There's no competing with a credit union, because the credit union works for its members. So they'll help you however you want. They'll help you so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel and make mistakes. All right. And so I'm going to go and see how one is structured and how they're going to pay for their expenses. Now I want to see, there are two others that have been in place for some time. And let me just read you what they are. Jafai No Interest is not the first Islamic credit union. There have been a number of others, including 121 million asset Pioneer Mutual Federal Credit Union in Houston, and the 113 million asset Nasari Progressive Federal Credit Union in Sugar Land, Texas. So both these are in Texas, all right? And when they say assets, that's the number of assets they have under their control, all right? They've been in business for a while. And what I want to do is to make an appointment, talk with whoever's in charge of some of those, and let them know we're interested in starting one here in Illinois, and I want to come and see what you have, how you set it up, how is it set up, where does it operate? And I'll take that time out of my own schedule, out of my own resources. Allah will bless me with to do it, because it's going to benefit us all. All right. So, are there any other questions?
To start, I know we can't say now without the charter being established, but ballparking, like what could be an initial bottom number, an initial
in terms of timing?
No,
I would like to,
as far as the investment that would be, or the contribution.
Contribution?
Yeah.
It says it's going to be based on the number of members. A lot of it based on the number of members, because if you have the number of members, usually, like when I joined my credit union, it was $5. I had to open up an account, and it cost, the membership fee was $5. But Credit Union 1 is a huge credit union, and it's been in place for a long time. So it's going to be based on the number of members first who indicate they want to be. The one I was just speaking of, they had 23,000 members who started. So they started with a membership fee of $25 in addition to that deposit. You see what I'm saying? And then they got some other things that they got built in for structure. So it may be membership fee may be $25.
Is it like the Living Circle where it's ongoing, where you're constantly putting the money in over?
It can be. And so this is the beauty of the credit union. It's based on how the members how you want to structure this, how the members want to structure it. And people who are not members can still be a part of helping that go forward. You know, we may take up a special contribution at a time to support that, because if we can support one and get it going well, then you use the same template for the next one in another state. Maybe someone in Louisiana want to start one. Maybe someone in California want to start one. Believe it's there. You know, you see what I'm saying? So the beauty is, once we get this going, and those who would like to help us, and if we say there's a need and we're looking for contributions, you know, with the technology now, there's a way that people can contribute. They don't have to be physically here. They can just contribute, and they just want to see it be successful. And but I'm suggesting that it's probably going to be at least 2 years, at least a 2-year project before we can start. All right. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
So, what is the difference between a federal and a state?
Good.
credit union?
I'm glad you asked. Some of the major differences is what they allow you to do. Some of them are certain reserves. The amount of reserves, that means money that has to be set aside for bad loans, things like that. The amounts of money are different for the federal than they are for the state. Also, in terms of what you can do. You know, at one time, a credit union could not make loans for businesses. All right, but you can do that now if your state allows you to. Some of the federal charter may limit that, but your state charter may allow you. So if I'm in a business and I want to come and get a loan from the credit union in the name of my business, as long as the charter allows me to do it, and as long as the credit union offers that, then we can. Okay, so it's just the limitations in terms of how you can operate. Yes, ma'am.
So would members outside of a state, if you have a state charter, would people outside of that state be able to be members, or just have to be within that state?
No, they can be members. You can be members outside of the state, but your membership would be controlled by the rules of that state. So if you live in California, your membership would be according to whatever the state that is. So if it's in Illinois, the credit union would be run by the Illinois charter. Okay. Someone from New York, someone can't say, well, I want you all to do this. Well, we can't do that if the charter doesn't allow us to do that for Illinois. Now, if you want to have that, you may have to join another credit union. Okay. So that's the beauty of it. Yeah, you don't have to be a resident of the state in order to be a member of the credit union.
I'm asking, when you set up the meetings, that you do it virtually?
Yes. Well, the intent is to be as wide open as we can be and use as much of the technology we have, so that if you can't physically be there, you can be involved. Because particularly those, and I know there's a great interest. That's a great interest in this state. The beauty of a credit union is they said credit union should be set up among members who are in could be same kind of employment or a religious organization. It's going to be a Muslim credit union, but you don't have to be a Muslim to be a member of the credit union. But you have to understand that the loans are going to be no interest, and your shares that you deposit are going to be no interest. So if you're looking to gain interest on your money, then this won't be the credit union for you to join. Okay, so I mean, it's serious now. We have to let people know that, because our system is built on And I said our system. The American system is built on people getting interest, right? Making money on it. All right? This will not be what this is. But we will certainly encourage you and love you to be a member. You know, because the more members you are, the stronger the credit union, the stronger it is. All right. Yes, ma'am.
You did say that there could still possibly be dividends,
Oh,
right?
yes. Now I'm glad you asked that question. She said she said you did say there could possibly be dividends. Yes, but the dividends come in this way. When you function and you operate, remember it's a nonprofit, right? So at the end of the year, if there's any money left over after you pay all the bills and everything, then that money is divided up among the members of the credit union in the form of a dividend.
So perhaps we could get more members that don't understand the Islamic concept.
Yes, yes, and that's the beauty of it. Okay, and so there's a few. The good thing is there's no such thing as it can't be done in the United States, because there's 3 that are doing it. Okay, and so inshallah, we're going to try to take this. What do we say? Take the best thereof. We're going to look at that just like we did with the lending circles. Yeah, we just tweaked it. My wife is telling me to stop talking. Okay. All right. So anyway, that's the goal. Okay. All right. Anyway, thank you for your attention, brothers and sisters, and those who are watching us on Facebook. And may Allah continue to bless us all in our effort to move forward and establish ourselves financially, to better establish ourselves financially. With that, I give you all the greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum. I just want to announce that there are dinners, but we're going to have just the time for announcements, and then there are dinners here. The contribution is $10 if you want to get a dinner. And are there any announcements? Let me just go ahead. If there are any announcements, come on. Any announcements? You have announcements? Come on, sister. The Lending Circle date?
A.
Oh, and Lending Circle A. Well, we already know we gotta meet. So Lending Circle A, this is our last meeting. So those of us that we want to meet. Okay, so we take care of our last member in our circle, Brother Charles. I think a lot. We started on this journey in July. It's a blessing. It really, truly is a blessing. You don't know how it makes me feel, because I don't know if everybody thought we were gonna make it. I thought we were going to make it. I think a lot of we were going to make it. And thank Allah, we have.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. Just 2 quick things.
What do we do?
I thank everyone for their support and everything for the 22nd annual Jihad Bashir Support Foundation annual scholarship program.
Sorry.
That's okay. And the other thing is that pioneering spirit that's set up to continue the legacy and work with the pioneers and disabled members of the community. If you all will, take this number, 773-892-4358. 773-892-4358. And we need to make sure we're in contact with members of pioneers' families and disabled people. We have some situations going on where we need to make sure we have some kind of contact with the members that's responsible for the pioneers or the disabled when they get older. So thank you. Assalamu alaikum. 773-892-4358. That pioneering spirit. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sister Bashir. Any more announcements? If not, then we're going to close out with the Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawm Al-Din. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. May Allah lost accept that prayer.